All right, hello, beautiful, wonderful, amazing tea people. You can see in my slightly disheveled shape, it's been a week. It's been a week. It's been a week of stress and fun and opportunity and all of those different things. It's been a week of it's been a week. As you can see right here, this is the honey black oolong competition tea. The honey black oolong competition tea. And the honey black oolong competition tea, I found a good one and I bought all of it. Excuse me here. I'm just going to wash the lens of the YouTube here for a second. But I bought all of this. So I'm going to drink some of this first. I just got it in. I just got to make sure that it's the right one. I tried a couple different samples, but we'll get into this. Actually, we'll get into this in a second. But I'll show you what I've got over here as well. Storage Warz teas. Storage Warz teas. And I'll talk to you about these. These are old teas that have been sitting in a tea shop for the past 15 or more years. And I bought up the shop. So I bought up the shop. Maybe I'll, if this goes on for a long time, if people want to watch it, if it goes on for a long time, I'll take out some of the teaware as well. And we can take a look at some of the teaware, but that's probably its own good live stream as well. But here, what do we got? We've got some 15-year-old jade black tea, right? Jade black tea, black jade, no, ruby 18. So that's that tea. This one over here is, let's see. I need my wife to help me read this. I need my wife to help me read that one. But I think this is some old tea. So old tea from 15 years ago. Just more old tea. What's that? Oh, Baozong. So anyways, we'll get to this story because it's kind of fun. And I'll tell you this story while I'm opening up the competition tea. And so what the story is, and this one, what is this one again? Oh, this is some old Gaoshan Oolong. Did you buy up the shop's goods and or also the physical building itself? I did not buy the building. I have nothing to say about that because I know something that I shouldn't. I know nothing about the building. I did not buy the building. Basically, I bought everything in the building. So a friend of mine was like, hey, listen, there's this tea shop. The woman who runs it is in her 70s. She wants to be done. She wants to retire. And she's looking for somebody to buy all the stuff. And I don't know if you looked in the feed, if you've seen some of the pictures of what it is. It was an old style tea shop. Next time I go in, I'm not done taking all the stuff or getting all the stuff, but it was like an old style tea shop. So you had all the shelves, and each one of the shelves had different types of teas in the shelf. And I didn't get to sample any of the teas. I started looking around, and I was like, how much is it? And then we agreed upon a price. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to start looking. And then I started peeling back the doors, and I found an extra 100 kilograms of tea just hiding all around. Maybe 150 kilograms of tea hiding all around. And it was just like, it was the dream. I literally lived the dream. Now here you can see this will be for sale at some point. I bought it because it was really good at a really good price. So you guys can have some of this at a really good price. But these are my friends in Louis. And this was the competition tea. And this got, sorry, I'm just going to break the box here. This got honorable mention. This is an honorable mention tea. And you can see how it works here like this, right? You get 2 of these in each one of these boxes. And this is one of those teas that will age really, really, really well. And if you're not impatient like me, I'm just going to use this for samples and things. You can keep the box and you can stick it on your shelf and have it. But anyways, I'm going to have those up for sale. Probably not this Sunday, but soon. And I just want to So you get 250-gram things in each one of these. I just have to drink it right now fast because, sorry, I forgot my scissors. Because I just bought it and I need to make sure that it's okay. So as you can see, I'm wearing the Roots sweatpants because it's really cold right now. It's really, really, really cold. So what's been going on in the past couple of weeks? An amount of craziness that very rarely happens. For us at Mountain Stream Teas, it is a time for growth. It is a time to be a little bit disheveled and stressed out and not shave for a couple of days. I don't think I'll grow the beard. It's just been. So what happened with the shipping was Chicago has gone through institutional collapse, which means that everything in Chicago, everything that makes it to Chicago, everything that goes to Chicago, we're going to try this first. We're going to try this one first. So this is Daye Ping Zong. Daye Ping? Daye Ping Zong. So that means it's a big leaf version of a high mountain tea. Anyways, we'll just talk about this. We'll talk about the shipping in a minute. I have my entire living room because we haven't moved into the new place yet. My entire living room is filled up to my head. Daye Long variety. It could be. I got the last two characters here. I can't read. All I can read is the big leaf at the top. But it has been some of the most exciting tea drinking that I've had in years. Having bought all these things, having them in my house, and then if I got a little bit extra spare time, I go in. So what I did, you can see each one of these. So this would be on the shelf like this, and then I would take them out, and then I'd keep the little thing, right? So each one of these has a little thing. So I have a guess as to what this is. So this was 500 NT dollars for 75 grams of this tea 15 years ago. So maybe Ruby 18 was really fancy back then, but this is high quality stuff, but I don't know. I bought it I did not sample a single tea before I just bought it all. Full on storage wars. It was absolutely living a dream. It was living an absolute dream. Wow. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's just try this out. I've got some of the glass stuff over here. So just to give you an idea of this, so this is probably about a 20-year-old high quality, high mountain oolong, a green one. And I know nothing about it. I think that's the name of the mountain, but I think the second word is but I can't get the first, like Tren Shan Gaoshan Sa. Anyways, I don't know what. I got to get my wife to help me to decipher the ancient script on this stuff. But this is what the tea actually looks like. So you can see it here. And imagine a really, really high quality pear mountain or something like that has just been put in one of these things and then left on a shelf and untouched for 15 years. Untouched for 15 years. So when I pull this out of the bag, on my nose, there's a little bit of funk. And then below the funk, like just a touch of the funk, below the funk is like this weird, deep, vegetal, rich, fruity, with a touch of floral thing going on that I have no idea. I've never smelt anything like it. And this is the thing that's becoming more and more what's coming fascinating, more and more fascinating about what I've stumbled into and what I've bought and what I have sitting in my living room before I can move into my shop is these are all these teas that I love to drink, that I buy often, but they have just been just sitting on a shelf for 15 years. and or more. Sometimes some of them are like they were labeled 23-year-old tea 15 years ago, so like 35 years old. And there is a lot of Baozong. So you want to talk about something super rare? Aged Baozong is about as rare as you can possibly get. I've had some on the site in the past, but people don't keep it, right? So what are the three main ways of aging tea? One, by accident, right? Falls behind a shelf. Number two, it's crappy tea. They roast it and then they age it in the hope that it gets better. Number three, super good tea that's roasted and aged on purpose. And what's fascinating about this spot is I got all three of those. All three of those. There are some tea urns with tea in them from the early 2010s, right? High mountain oolongs from then. Anyways, I got to get my nose in this here. Sorry. I'm talking about it. I'm just too excited about it. Apple pie, spices, a deep vegetal. Now, all of this stuff, an edible time capsule. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's an edible time capsule. But you can taste the fraying edges of the newspaper. I mean, I don't even know. I've never had anything like this before. And I keep pulling out these teas, and I'm just like, "Ooh, what's this? Hey, Joanne, what's this? What's this?" And she'd be like, oh, that's Chi Lai Shan Gao Shan Oolong." Be like, "Yeah, I need to try these out." And it really is. It's once I get all these out, once I have them sort of organized, once I'm able to share these teas, these are one of a kind teas. And this one, for example, what's this one? That's it. This is all I have. This is all I have. And, I can maybe yes, maybe no. I think that's all I have. But because I haven't gone through all the boxes, so sometimes they had a different batch of tea in different spots. So sometimes it was the same tea in a couple different spots. Thankfully, there's one Baozong, which is this otherworldly experience. It's a green Baozong that's still pretty green, but 15 years old. It's amazing. I'll do it on a live stream at some point. It's amazing. And I had some of it. There was only about this much, and I was like, "Oh no, it's so beautiful!" And then I found another big bag of it. I'm like, "Yeah!" But that's all I've got of this, and that's probably all there will ever be of this tea and this taste. Bless this patient woman. Oh, you don't even get me started. The amount of crap that we have to go through to start this damn shop. I was like, "Oh, we'll be able to move in around Christmas at the very latest," and here we are. I mean, it looks like we're reaching the end. We'll hopefully be able to move in, but I keep buying stuff. I literally bought a whole tea shop, and I just stuck it in the living room. I am a very lucky man to be able to find somebody like that. Anyways. Now, it's just opening up, and I have no idea how to describe this tea. It is, I need to let it go more. So this is, the first thing I'm getting is sort of what I was saying before, that spiced apple pie, a little bit bready, a lot of spice like cinnamon and these types of things floating over the top of the flavor. But then the heart of it is just a high mountain oolong. So the heart of it is just a high mountain oolong. But then the aftertaste is something completely different. Like it's just something completely different. And the most important part of the whole situation, the most important part of everything is when you open up these teas, the big danger is it was too wet when it was put away. If it was too wet when it was put away, then you're going to get this funky smell and a funky flavor. And basically you just got to kind of throw it away unless you roast it. And I'll probably roast some of them if there's any of that. But I have not had one that had that really, really nasty funk. And so when you open up these teas, you're getting off the floating around the top on the nose is a little bit of that, oh no, a little bit of funk. And I can tell you right now, for this tea anyways, and for the vast majority, I don't think I've had one that actually had it. They were well stored, well put away, and teas that are, I mean, anyways, we'll see what happens when this thing opens up. But the other day, so my children, they can't watch television, but they can, watch a little YouTube or whatever. And we got like a TV that's about the size of a computer. Well, it is a computer actually, but it's very small. So there's piles of TV, or sorry, piles of tea beside the TV, and they have to sit there. And now they only have like this little narrow space where they can watch TV. And I brought the Baozong and I gave it to one of my boys. Like, try this, and he's like, whoa! And he's been asking me, can I have some more of that tea? 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 And it's like, anyways, well, it's amazing how much fun this is to figure all this stuff out. Any sage? Sometimes I get some sage from certain slightly oxidized Gaoshan cha. Kind of rare though. Sage. That's a really nice way of describing sort of the funk. Sage, yeah. And now that you mention it, yeah, I definitely can sort of. There's a bit of that, a touch of that sageness on the nose. Now, the whole point of talking about it was it's not coming out in the brew. It's not coming out in the brew. But yeah, definitely on the nose, definitely you could say it was sage. That's a good one. I'll have to use that one when I'm doing it in person. Can you here? Can you smell? It's a little bit like sage, a little bit like that herb. Oh yeah. There you go. You just saved me a bunch of explanations for the older Gaoshan Tas. I don't even know how to describe this tea. It is so complex. The chi, and this is the thing that in the last couple of days, gone through like all these different emotions. I'm fighting this and fighting that and doing this and doing that. Like, it's just crazy what's been going last couple of days. And so I've been sampling a bunch of these teas, and I know that some of these teas are going to have an amazing chi, right? Some of these teas, actually, here, why don't let's just open this one up. I'll do a little bit in boiling water because anyways, I think I'm going to keep drinking this, but I want to sample some of the other teas. Again, this is the super expensive and super old Hongyu, like the Ruby 18 that's been sitting on a shelf for 15 years. And when you talk about sort of the chi of the teas, this is so rare. Old Ruby 18 is unheard of. Right? It's especially from that time period because it was very popular in that time period. So it's just unheard of. Anyways, and so I'd be sampling a couple of these teas and I'd feel like a rush of something like really, really strong. And I wouldn't know which tea it was because I just sampled like 3 or 4 old, crazy, fascinating teas. And so like what I'll have to do is I'll have to do like a sample set where you can try out these teas and see what you think about them. Because right now, the first steep was full-on apple pie with a sweet High Mountain oolong. The second steep here, or the third, I guess there's a wash. The second steep here is the heart of the High Mountain oolong is there, but there's like this herbaceous almost like a herbal tea flavor coming out. That is, you would just never ever get this with a fresh High Mountain Oolong. You would never get this flavor. And it's so complex because the heart, right? The heart of it is High Mountain Oolong. And you can taste that from the start to the finish. But what is dappled all around it is this 15 years of age, 15 years of random stuff going on, 15 years of, the uniqueness. I think I talked about this in the last live stream, was that when you're looking at aged teas, you cannot find another one the same, right? You have a batch of aged teas, and then even if you had the exact same tea that was aged up above or aged down below, a sense of elevation, different areas of Taiwan, different areas of the world, they will taste, similar, but the longer they're apart, the stronger the taste differences will be. Pretty easy to understand. And all of these teas that I've got, they've been sitting there for 15 years, or, well, I guess sitting there for 15 years, but other places, other times. There's going to be nothing in the world that tastes just like this, right? This is like a one-of-a-kind sort of tea. And I'm curious, there might be a point, right? So the woman who runs this tea shop, super nice lady. She's been doing it for obviously a very long time. There might be a time when, in the next couple of years, somebody comes to me and they're like, "Oh, I talked to this lady. You bought all of her tea, and I've been craving this one tea. I've been craving this tea that I bought from her years ago. Do you have it?" And chances are I'll still have a little bit of it. But the plans for this are, from now on, I will be the aged oolong guy. I will have the best. Well, I will have a bunch of very, very, very good aged oolongs, aged Taiwanese oolongs that I'll be able to sell to people, for people to explore. And some of them, like this one, like I said, I've only got, what's that, like maybe 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got certainly less than 1,500 grams of this. I don't know whether I'll sell that online. All right? Sound is out. Oh, sorry, guys. So sound back? Sound okay? I guess I didn't, the battery on it died. Anyways, whatever. I didn't charge it. Is the sound back? Okay. Anyways, basically what I was saying, and maybe this is the, thank you guys. Thank you. Maybe this is the gods are telling me, because what I was saying was basically that some of these things I'll only sell in person. I was going to do the whole, like, it's mystical, you have to drink it in person, it'll be expensive and it'll be special, and I'll have to sell some of it online. I don't think I can be, just have it only in person. I mean, there'll be some things that'll be only in person, I guess. But I experimented with that stuff, right? For the ones you have a lot of, you could try putting a slight roast on them experimentally and maybe send out A/B tastings. One untouched, one touched up. Absolutely. There's a bunch of tea. So I'll give you an example. There was a bunch of tea in, if you've watched the lives before, then you know what I'm talking about. Those big green bags. And they're 1 ke, and 1 ke is 30 gene. And 30 gene is 18 kilograms. And I have 3 of them. And on the outside, they just say something like Dongding, or they say 4 seasons or whatever. Like, you want to talk about a gamble? This is 18 kilograms of tea that has just been sitting in a corner for 15 years. I have no idea what is going to happen when I open them up. Two out of the three were still vacuum sealed. One of them had broken the vacuum seal, but it wasn't like it's wide open to the air. And so when I open those up, I am going to do some experimenting. Right? When I've got 18 grams or 18 kilograms of a certain tea that's been sitting there for 20 years. I mean, when I was saying storage wars, I mean storage wars. Like, except there's nobody else bidding. And I gave the lady quite a fair price. Or at least I think so. Anyways, it's gambling. Right? It's total gambling. But when those come out, yeah, for sure. For something like this, I don't think I'm going to touch this at all. This is a sublime experience. This is, especially for somebody who loves high mountain oolongs like I do, to have that, what was it? A flavor time capsule that somebody said, to have that, how many times have I wondered, what if I just leave this for 15 years? What's going to happen? Let's just put this on the shelf for 15 years and see what happens. I can answer all those questions now. And I'll be able to know which teas were going to age well. And I got two big casks. They're about maybe this big. One of them is full of tea. The other one has only a little bit of tea left. And the one that only has a little bit of tea left, I'm going to take that tea out, but I'm going to stick another tea in there. I'm not quite sure which tea I'm going to put in there, but I'm going to pick a really, really good one. And so that's going to be sort of the fun part of this moving forward is all that stuff, right? The teas that I take out and don't sort of taste or smell all that good, I'm going to roast them, see how they go. And the teas that I pull out of those 18 kilogram bags, I mean, if one of those bags is filled up with tea at this caliber, right? At this caliber, I highly doubt it is. But if there's a tea that's at this caliber that's been aging for 15 years, I'll just be like, okay, boys, this is your inheritance. This is going to pay for your education. You want a new car? I guess you can trade it in, and half of this will buy you. Like, it's just going to be a huge, huge gamble. But I would highly, 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 highly doubt that those will be okay. They're going to need a touch-up. They're going to need sort of a touch-up roast. Speaking of which, right now I am roasting more of the Mayor's Alishan. I'm putting a nice mid-roast on it. And so that'll be... Oh, wait, on Sunday, Wild Cultivar, Honey Black Oolong, Sweet Asamaka, 70s Oolong, Sancha White, Sancha Green, the Jade Gaba is back in stock. I don't know. I can't remember now. There's like 15 teas. Anyway, they're going to be all released and up for sale at 10% off this Sunday. Now I can feel the chi of this tea. Again, we're going to woo-woo land. I apologize, but all of these aged teas are going to be bringing out different energies and body feels. Let's use body feel. They're going to be bringing out different body feels as you drink it. And this one I can tell is sort of relaxing, a little bit loose, soft, and isn't me pushing me in one direction, but it's relaxing me really, really well. Like, it's relaxing me really, really nicely. It's nice. I like the feel of this tea, for sure. I like the feel of this tea. Anyways, let's try this one out. So here we have the competition Honey Black Oolong. Now this better be the right one. So they sent me two competition Honey Black Oolongs. One of them was the nose on, like, you smell the tea, was one of the most amazing smells out of any bug bitten anything I've ever had. But it didn't come out into the taste. You couldn't. there was a block and it didn't come out of the taste. I was really disappointed. It was like, like rose petals dipped in molasses with a drizzling of honey over top. It was beautiful. This one, the nose, let's see if it's got to be the right one. Yeah. So the nose is really, really decent, sort of honey black oolong. You got that. Mm. But the taste is buttery, floral, molassesy sweetness, like rose, butter, really light, really flowing. It's a really beautiful tea. It's a really, really beautiful tea. And we're gonna have just the normal honey black oolong released as well, which has a lot of the same flavor characteristics, right? Very, very similar, right? It's not like it's completely different, but it's not quite as buttery. It's a little bit more earthy, a little touch more woody, like that, and just earthier. But this one's got higher notes. There's no wood notes, no earth notes. And oh yeah, that aftertaste is gorgeous. It's just this really beautiful floral butter taste that comes out. And this one, I believe, is made with the number 22 oolong, if I remember correctly. So it's made with a rare oolong that's got real nice buttery flavor to it. Anyways, that's going to be eventually for sale. And as you can see here, it comes in the box with the 2 tubes. And so I'll have some at the shop, and I'll offer some up for sale, and I'll break them up and do 25 grams and 10 grams and things like that. But if you want a box on your shelf with a good tea, it's not too expensive. I think this will be, anyways, around I think around 100 for something like this. Yeah, around 100 for something like this. It's okay. You want the box and stuff? It's okay. And I've been reaching for it a lot the last little while. Okay, sounds like it's first time ordering a couple weeks ago. Thanks for the River Rock and samples. Hey, awesome. I'm glad you got it, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Why don't we get into the unpleasantness at the moment? Let's get into the unpleasantness, shall we? Let's talk about really crappy stuff. After we've talked about so much fun, so much wonderful, let's talk about the crappy stuff. So what's happening with shipping? Basically, the Chicago UPS has gone through some form of institutional collapse. What's happened is everything that is going to Chicago shows up in Chicago, and then it stays there, and something weird is going on in the sense that nothing's moving. Now, for us, what really, really, really sucks about it is we opened it up to everybody. All the tests went through, everything was fine. And so we opened it up, and then basically our heaviest day, which was the 22nd of December, the Chicago USPS they lost a shipment. They lost a shipment from Taiwan. And so there was a bunch of teas that got on a plane and then fell off the plane somewhere over the Pacific or whatever. Who knows what the hell happened? Anyways, they didn't wind up in Chicago. Going to drink some Ruby 18 with you. You're not going to be able to sleep, but it'll get you drunk. With this news, we got to get drunk, right? We got to get, with this news, we got to get a little high. I'll drink more of this. I got some Ruby 18 here, and I'll drink it in a second. And that was like 30, 40, 50 orders, just lost. And people started sending me emails like, why didn't you send out the tea? It's still stuck in Taipei. And I'm like, it's not in Taipei. So I did the whole thing. I talked to everybody here. We got the plane number. Now, one thing that I heard just now, really amazing news was from our resident teacher here. And I will visit Taiwan in March. You have a shop there. I'm opening one hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So yes, you can visit but it's in Hualien. There's a wonderful lady who has gotten angry and gone to the local post office and said, "Where's my tea?" Thump. And I'm sending out emails to everybody saying, you got to go to your local post office and go, where's my tea thump? And she went, and her tea was in this batch and I just got a message from her just before the live started, actually. And this wonderful person went and thumped the table, and they went and they said, yes, your tea has arrived in the United States. Yes, your tea is in Chicago, and it's in customs. And the really annoying part of this is every single package that has been sent to LA, to the West Side, so California, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, Arizona, Texas, all the packages sent there arrive door to door in about 5 days. So if I sent it today, like 5 business days, I send it today, it'll be there next Wednesday. It'll show up, it'll be there like at the person's house next Wednesday. And so the problem is not that it's not passing customs, right? I'm following the law. I put a little sticker on the side of the box, right? The sticker is, don't be an asshole, please. Like there's enough assholes floating around. I'm following the law. This is the number of the executive order. This is what's in the box. Like just let me through, dude. Just let me through, please. And so in LA, just boop, like butter. Hot knife through butter, just straight through. Shit through goose. And then it goes to Chicago, and then it just gets stuck in customs, and it's there, like, who knows when it'll get out. Anyways, any questions about that? Any questions? Just started some 18 Fooding Show May, which is too late here in Chicago, but it's a nice tea. See, that's the thing, right? One of the reasons why I am sort of excited to be able to drink tea in a shop with people is simply because you guys are drinking tea, and I kind of feel bad because you're drinking tea at like 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. And you shouldn't really be drinking tea at that late at night, unless you're one of those weird people that have your body that can metabolize caffeine really better than everybody else. But I'm happy. I wish we could all drink tea together. But it's also going to be a little bit tough to be able to find as good people as are watching the live stream drinking tea that in the tea shop. But it'll happen, right? It'll happen. I'm feeling the energy here, the body feel from this tea, and it's awesome. I really am. It's really nice. But like I said, I've only got like a kilogram of it. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. I'm going to let this steep for a while, and we're going to go into this. Now, what is this? This one is, well, I can show it to you. So again, I've got dozens of little bags like this. And inside the bags are little random plastic bags with this. And so this is telling us what it actually is, right? So this is Uche, which is the place where they grow at the fish pond. Really, so the Sun Moon Lake. Then the last 2 characters I don't know. And then it's Ruby 18, Taita Shabahao, black tea, and $500, 500 NT dollars for 75 grams 15 years ago. That's some money. That's a pretty decent amount of cash for some tea, for 75 grams of tea. That works out to so 4,000 for 600 grams. So that would be, back in the day, like 150 US dollars for 600 grams of tea. Anyways, This is my life. I have to do the math for all of this stuff. But anyways, that's a lot of money if you're buying it from a tea shop. A lot, quite a lot of money. So let's see. And this is not the way you should be drinking this, obviously. I have had it sitting here for like 30 minutes with boiling water on it. And this is not the way you do it. This is probably going to be wildly uncomfortable for me to drink this. But let's sniff it and see what happens. So this is a tea that is extremely rare. In fact, all the years I've been doing this, this tea basically came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, was the Ruby 18. It got popularized around this time period. But when it was being grown, these were all younger trees. And there's like in the 90s, people would try it and they'd be like, they planted some. But there was ups and downs in the 2000s, right? 2008, things like that. So they pulled out a lot of tea plants and they planted vegetables. And so there was this strange period of time where the high mountain oolongs they're just consistent. Like you're not pulling up the high mountain tea plants once they're established. But the lower elevations where the black teas are grown, they would pull out the teas, plant vegetables. That happened sort of in the early 20 teens. I'm telling you guys, gold mine for someone like me. And I've got this ethical dilemma because this tea, I've only had an aged Ruby 18 maybe 2-3 times in my career, whatever. And this is exceptional. This is beautiful. This is truly a fascinating experience. The flavor here. So on the nose, it's a touch of sage and the root, sort of the Ruby 18 sort of cultivar type of thing going on, right? That's what you're getting on the nose. Up front, agedness, which is touch of sourness. Mid-mouth is mint. Usually the aftertaste is mint. The mid-mouth is mint. Or menthol, wintergreen. And then the aftertaste is this lingering experience of red fruit and spice. It is a fresh Ruby 18 black tea. Never has this flavor, this complex flavor. Has the menthol faded? It's a tough question just because it depends on the seasons of the tea and how it's produced, whether you get like a really strong menthol. The menthol of this, which is in the mid-mouth, not in the aftertaste, just in the mid-mouth, would be comparable to the hybrid Ruby White. The wintergreen is that strong. It's that strong. Now it's in the mid-mouth, but it's really, 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 really strong. And it is from the start to the finish with the aftertaste, it's just a unique experience. Like it's just now the upfront, that flavor in the upfront, which is the aged note, which, let's face it, guys, sometimes the aged note is not the best part of an aged tea. Some people like it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's not the best part of an aged tea, from my perspective. Is there little touch of sourness, little touch of like old, quickly moves into a menthol, wintergreen flavor, quite strong, like very, very, very strong. And then, see, I'm practicing doing stuff like this, right? Right? The stuff that I'm doing, like, this is what I'll do. This is what I'll do when I'm serving tea to people. And the aftertaste is lingering and amazing. I know you brewed for a while. Any astringency or just a light, tolerable amount? Light, tolerable amount. Light, tolerable amount. Almost muted. It's muted. I was really quite worried. I thought this was going to just blow out my, because I don't uh, it's not working at all, but I try not to eat in the mornings. They told me it would work, but I guess after you turn 40, it's a different thing. I got to go into caloric deficit. But usually when I drink Ruby 18, I drink it at the end of a live stream because I have to run away and eat something because it literally rots my inside. Now, rot isn't the right word. It eats away at my insides on an empty stomach. It's brutal. It's brutal. Like Ruby 18 on an empty stomach is brutal. This is soft, pleasant, flowing, no bitterness, no bitterness and astringency to speak of. And my guess is it's pretty potent in the sense of a chachi. I'm slurring my words already, but I'm not sure whether it's this tea or this tea. I'm not sure. You know, like I don't think. All right. So you got this one, right? So this is a Wenchen Baozong Qinian. So what this means is you have a Wenshan Baozong 7-year. Now, 7 years from 15 years ago is a long time. Right? 7 years ago was a long time. So this is like a 20 plus year old tea. I love the H note. Well, I'm getting emails about Chicago packages. It's driving me crazy. Eating early in the morning is too essential to me. Hey, everybody's different, right? Tea energy synergism. I don't know. That sounds like office speak, but I guess I could try it. See, that's the thing, right? The only time I get to experiment with vocabulary and talking about tea is doing these live streams, which is, a couple times a week. And so if I actually have a tea store, I can come up with all sorts of BS, like the leaf synergism creates a firm focusing in the cranial meridian that creates a pleasant. I just keep going, and watch the people be like, "Did you buy that? Did you buy that?" So I just can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. So this is. I'll show you what it is. I can't drink this right now. I'm already drunk. Not drunk, but like tea drunk. And there's about 5 or 6 different. There's about 5 or 6 different baozongs that I've found so far, and like it's a 7-year from who knows when, right? The compounding. There we go. Compounding. I hope this tea finds you well. There we go. I'll just start with that, right? As per our last tea, a live streaming mountain tea shop would be cool. I definitely am going to live stream from the tea shop. But you can see here, this is the baozong. That's for YouTube there. So that's the baozong, the old baozong. And this you can see up here, and who knows how old this is. There's some in there that I know is 30 years old. It's a 23-year aged baozong in this big bag. And this is, my guess is mid-2000s. So this would be in the middle. And then there's some that maybe would be early 2010s that, it's amazing. Amazing. I'll do a live stream just with that tea. And this is, I can't drink this now. It's too strong. It's beautiful. I'll do a live stream with it. The thing is, I have, it's like 200 kilograms of tea. And a lot of them are like like little bags. Not all of them, but a lot of them are in like little bags. And like I said, I've got, like 60 kilograms of like a huge gamble. Right? 18 kilograms of tea, the size of my torso, that has just been sitting there. It's been sitting there for 15 years. When I open that up, that's going to be like, anyways, I can't drink that now. I can't drink that now. But I'm going to have to like separate it all. Oh, it's so much work, but very, very pleasant work. I think the thing that's making me drunk is this. Again, tea drunk, not actually drunk. Although, I'm just thinking about this now. There's a fascinating tea that is it's an aged Taiwanese Baxian oolong, 8 Immortals. And it's a little bit sort of yellowish, but it's been aged for a very, very long time. And the taste is, and I'll say this because it's so crazy, but I'll say it. Ruby 18 strikes again. Yes, yeah. Well, Ruby 18, aged Ruby 18 is like lots of them, lots of lightning bolts. It literally tastes like whiskey. And when I say it tastes like whiskey, I mean there's a little bit of a bite to it, the mouthfeel, the flavor of it, everything is exactly the same as like a 7-Eleven whiskey. Right? Now, if I brewed it correctly and really, really well, I could probably pull off like a high quality 7-Eleven whiskey, but it literally tastes like whiskey in every way. The smell, the feel, the little bit of a bite to it. I didn't drink enough of it to see whether it gave me like a whiskey feel, but it tasted exactly like whiskey. It was very, very unnerving. Right? It was like I smelled it. It was like, oh, this tastes like, or this smells like. It tastes like it too. And I gave it to my wife, and she's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, I have no idea. Really, 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 really fascinating. Really fascinating. And I've got a lot of it. so hopefully I'll figure out. I mean, it sells itself, right? You want to try an aged tea that tastes like whiskey? I got you covered. I love it when aged oolongs have that alcoholic hot bite. Well, that has it. That's it. Love the samples so far. Well, awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying them. And again, this is just 2 teas, right? These are random bags, right? I'm not even picking out the bags that were like I've already tried and are like world class, world changing teas. This one is up there. This one is slightly down from the world class. It's really, really fun, really, really interesting, but I wouldn't call it a world class tea. If you're a fan of the high mountain oolong genre and you are wondering if you leave your bag of tea on the shelf for 15 years, if it's a high quality tea, what happens? Right here. But this, and that alcoholic note, now that I mentioned it, it's in this for sure. This has it. This has it for sure. Sort of in the background, a little bit of a, it's a bite, right? It's a bite. You can expect from a Ruby 18 for sure. But yeah, I think I covered everything. Any questions? So throw out questions about anything we've covered so far. People asked me some questions. I think there was a thing here where I could like look and see what the questions were for the Instagram. No, I can't see it. It used to be here. Here, let me see it. Maybe the ... Nope. Anyways, doesn't matter. I think I covered everything. Oh, that people were asking about the teaware. And the teaware, I'll definitely do a separate live stream with the teaware. And I'm getting that Ruby 18 stimulation myself. I hope you can get to sleep, dude. I hope you can get to sleep. Because it's, you know, it's one of those, right? It's like that for sure. Outside of the recent tea shop acquisition, what have you in your favorite teas of the year? I have no idea. I like this one. Of the year. This year's spring Sancha Green was really good. A lot of the spring oolongs were really good. Um, Trying to think, trying to wrap my mind around. It's been a stressful year. Well, stressful 6, 7 months. Uh, it's been a little stressful. So, what would be the best teas? I don't know. There wasn't any real standouts. I mean, if the tea gets into the shop, then I enjoy it. But I can't say that anything sort of stand out. If I thought about it, I apologize, Mr. Gnome. I'm a little tea drunk. I I drank some concentrated Ruby 18 aged tea power. I'm feeling very synergized. Uh, I can answer all my business emails now, but I can't. I can't have. Right now, you asked me about tea, and I'm just going back to these two teas right here. I can remember this one, but to go back through all the teas that I've tried this year, I do not have the mental power. I'm oming it right now with after drinking this one, and that makes me happy because to be able to share sort of teas like this at this quality, because I brought in a bunch. I always stock the 1970s oolong when I can, right, until they run out. If it sells out, then I go buy a bunch and package it up for everybody. And one of the reasons is this 1970s oolong is really old. It doesn't taste all that good. I mean, people enjoy it or not enjoy it, whatever. Point is, it gets you tea drunk, right? That tea consistently gets you tea drunk, like really on, like just like tea drunk. And so does this, and that makes me happy, right? Because I can bring something out where I can be like, be like you want to get high, like that. And this will do it, right? This one will do it. This one is decent, but this one will do it. And this one over here, this old Boutzone will probably do it as well. But I'm gonna have to drink that one in isolation. And that's the thing with aged teas. The other day, I actually had to stop drinking tea for a day or two because I cut up my tongue, like literally cut up my tongue, because I was sampling so many of these old teas, and I was not brewing them well. I'd be like, "Oh, what's this?" Add hot water to it, let it sit, forget about it, let it sit for half an hour, then go like this, which is a very, very stupid thing to do with aged teas. And I had to stop drinking tea for a couple days because I messed up my tongue. And but what's the point? The point is that there's so many of these really amazing specialties that I have to sit down with each one and writing the tasting notes for these teas is going to be a challenge. I'm gonna have to channel my inner English accent to come up with the tasting notes for these for these teas. But I'll tell you, I really enjoy this. This is a pleasant, fun experience. And I'm going to get the most out of these leaves. But I don't think I'm going to drink any more of that Ruby 18 for now. I have to do work today. So I am not going to drink more of that Ruby 18, or else I would be staring at the wall, having daydreams if I drink too much of this. It is strong, it is beautiful, and I think I have 2 bags of it. So there's this bag, which is probably about 1,200 grams, maybe a little more. And then there was another Ruby 18 bag, I remember, buried under piles of tea somewhere. And so there's enough to share. There's definitely enough to share. But I might just keep it all for myself. I just become an addict. Sort of chew on it like the nicotine pouches or whatever those things are now. Anyways, I think that's it for now. I'm good. This isn't the one you sent me, correct? These teas, all these 3 teas have not been released yet. They're from the this one. This is just from my friends in Louviers. This is the competition tea. Really, really nice stuff. The competition tea. I bought the entire batch, so I got 12 kilograms of it in boxes, and it's really, really nice, and it'll age really well as well. But these 2 are from the Storage Warz tea, so I'll probably have to have a section of the website that'll be the Storage Warz teas. And like I said, writing the tasting notes for them is going to be an interesting experience. Maybe I'll just be drinking the teas and I'll write these long floral poems for each one. But I'll only be able to do one of those a week. And maybe multitask watching you while simultaneously mindlessly shopping for 80s cassette players. Well, there you go. Looks like you got some strong Ruby 18 there as well. But anyways, I'm gonna go. Last call for questions. What I'm gonna do with this stuff is keep working on it. This weekend is I can't remember all the teas now. I mentioned them earlier, but a bunch of different teas are going to be released on the weekend, on Sunday. If your package is lost, I'm sorry to hear it. We're all in this together. I'm fighting. I spent 4 hours in the post office filling out forms the other day. 4 hours, just constantly filling out forms to launch complaints against all the lost teas. And so hopefully those teas start moving again soon. And what else is there? The tea store, maybe next week. We filled out all the forms. Hopefully next week we can move in. And all the Storage War stuff, I'll just, when I get time, I'll do stuff like this. But now, chances are the live streams are going to be a little bit more entertaining from now on because I'm going to be drinking teas like this. So the live streams will probably be a little bit more of me enjoying my beverages, getting into the cups, I guess you could say. But I might have to put a warning on this one. Don't drink and drive with this aged Ruby 18. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Although you pass the breathalyzer, it's just not worth it. Back to the old school indoor tea table lives. If we ever move in, yeah, I'll still do some out here sometimes, depending on my mood and what time of the day it is. But it'll be nice to have indoor air conditioning in the summertime. That'll be nice. But I'm enjoying drinking these teas. It's actually one of the coldest days of the year here in Hualien. It's about 14 or 15 degrees. I mean, I'm not wearing socks, but I had to put on pants. I mean, I can still wear flip-flops, but you know, it's just awful. But I hope if you are in one of those places with a lot of snow, I hope you're a snow person or you know, you enjoy it. I missed the Taiwan map in the back. Yes, I gotta. I mean, that's literally, the real thing right behind me. But yeah, I should probably. I'll put up something behind me. Uh, but I'm gonna have to get some help in creating a welcoming and beautiful space. That's for sure. It's not gonna be easy for me. That's not my skill set, but I will do it. Hard to beat the natural scenery, yes. In the wintertime, it works. But I'd give up the natural scenery for some air conditioning and a sort of a space for the summertime. I'll look forward to that. Okay, I think that's it for now. So you're gonna need a scroll for the tea house table. Well, that's what I need help with. How far down the cultural mixing on the spectrum, where am I going to be? Right, sort of Western, Eastern. You know, where is it going to be on that spectrum? And I don't know. I do not know. I'll have to figure that out. Have a good rest of your day and good night, everybody. Yes, well, good night to you as well. And thank you for the update today. It gives me hope. Thank you for pounding your hand at the post office. Anyways, wherever you are, I certainly hope you have an absolutely amazing night. I hope you sleep well. Have a great day tomorrow. Have a great day today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next live stream.